Now that we have a beautiful erodible brush that we can paint away with and erode and get different size shapes and sharpen our tip back and use a pen tablet to rotate it around and get all that, we notice that the stroke itself is somewhat bland. We could do things like adjust the spacing to cause it to have more of a jittered effect as it goes through, but what we really should think about is adding texture to this. Because if you think about things like crayon or chalk, charcoal, the texture can really make a piece. So let's see about adding that. We're going to now take what we've learned about the erodible brush and what we've learned about the texture. We're going to apply them together. So I'm going to choose a texture, and I'm going to look at this and see that, doesn't seem that great. Well, what if we play around with some things? And immediately I stop remembering how to do it and I panic and I go back to the video. It's like, oh yeah, maybe something like subtract or multiply would work better depending on how light or dark the texture is. And I can do things like increase and decrease the brightness and then the contrast, and that will cause different texturing effects to occur, whether it happens at the edge or if it happens across the whole piece. All that's controllable. And I can control the depth once I have that going in, so I can decide how much of this texture is going to be ground in when I use my brush. So once I've got all of that decided, really the last thing I should be doing is coming back up to the brush tip shape so I can sharpen my tip. I'm going to pick a nice purple color that I have here, and let's see how this behaves. Well, that's nice, but I think a bigger brush is in order so we can really show off. And you can see as I've made the brush larger, I really would prefer a lower spacing than 22, because once I have that higher spacing, immediately I can see that jaggediness, but I don't want it too high or it will cover up too much texture. So let's just try 7. Oh, that looks good. That feels good too. I think we've hit something pretty fun. You can see if I rotate the brush in one direction, I've got a smooth line. If I spin it around, I can get more of a stutter. And so depending on how I've twirled my pen, I could get different results. And after a while, it will wear down simply because I have a 25% softness, so I can sharpen my tip up. I like that. I think that's a good brush, so I want to save it. I'm going to go ahead and click on the new brush preset. I'm going to call this Nice Brush. Oh, Nice Chalk. And there's our nice chalk. And there we have it. That's the erodible brush. Of course, you can add in everything else. Shape dynamics, scattering, dual brush, color dynamics, everything and anything is at your disposal. But this simple brush, I think, has a lot of potential and a lot of possibilities. So I'm just going to leave this one for now as is. Okay, so now that we've gone over the erodible brush, next on the agenda is the airbrush. I'll see you next video as we get into that.